Hi, this is Anthony from West Coast Custom Concrete, the best in the West. Today we're in Huntington Beach, California. We're doing a patio, a side of a house, the front runway, and we did some RV strips up for an RV on the front yard. I got a quick announcement. If you didn't see Anthony from West Coast Custom Concrete on the Essential Craftsman's podcast, I'll put the link below. Leave a comment, press a like if you like the interview. And a quick shout out to Max and Jack at American Alliance for hooking my Susan up. And we're going to be in tight quarters coming in and out of this gate all day. And this pretty jacked up soil again, some clay soil, and it had rained for about 3 days. So this stuff was saturated. So you have to have a game plan when you do this and break it in a methodical fashion. You have to break sections of it and use existing concrete as a ramp to get in and out. So I'll break it in sections and I will use the concrete as a ramp, and I'll do it all the way to the side of the house, and then I'll turn around and where the patio is existing right now, and I'll head out and take it as I'm going and keep using it as a ramp. When you break it, you don't want to just put holes in it and not push it back. I just use the breaker and I flip it and push it back. I'm just ripping the zipper in this, and you can dictate where you're going to crack it and how you're going to break it. As you see, when I put the breaker in, I can break it right where I cracked it, right where I put the void in it. And I'll just make it easier breaking. Once you lift it up and you have a void in it. So I'm on an S70 with a 350-pound Susan hammer. And this is the ultimate tight quarters backyard. You'll see the gate I go through all day, in and out through. And this thing just goes right through it. Here's a double look at it here, what it looks like in the cab, and me going in and out of this thing. 2 tires could fit on this runway out of here, and the other 2 were sinking in that wet grass because they must have ran the sprinklers. So I was leaning to the side. But this machine backyard, it just really makes easy work out of it. And I went up and through there all day, and I just loaded up this tractor, and then he loaded up in it. It was a full load. It was about 10 yards. And I took some grass out of the front yard where I did the ramps. There's the access in and out of here. So I'm going to load this section out. I pushed it all the way back so I can get in there and load it and spin right there in the dirt. You got to have a game plan when you're doing it. So you can see when I go on that grass, it starts leaning. But this setup here for residential or commercial for tight areas is not going to get any better than this. We'll just keep loading this up. And now I'm going to break this section out, and then I'll spin in the dirt over there. I'll pile it all in the corner over here to my left if I'm sitting on the tractor to my left right there. And then I'll take that out and I'll put the bucket on, then I'll put the breaker back on, and I'll take the rest out. And then when I get to the corner of the house, I'll just use the bucket and pick it up as I go out and keep using the concrete as a ramp. So I was never really on the soil, never really on the dirt much at all. So I don't mess the grade up or nothing. I'm on the concrete. And if you're doing jobs in tight quarters and backyards, don't break it all at once. Do it in sections, and you can use the concrete as a ramp in and out, and you take it as you go. You got to switch the breaker to the bucket maybe 2 or 3 times on a job like this. I almost underestimated this because I bid it a couple weeks prior, and it was a little tighter and harder than I thought, and the soil was worse than I remember seeing it. And I thought that gate was a little bit wider, but it was no problem going in and out of it. So we're just going to continue to break this up, and then we're going to take the walkway. This is the right equipment to have if you're a concrete guy. So I'm going to push all this back in the corner over there. So then when I put the bucket on, I can just plow into it in the corner, and then there's a little bit of a couple pieces to hand load. But generally, you can get it all yourself. You got to be careful by windows and don't get too close. Once you break it back, like the way I'm doing it, I'm getting close there, but I was going to pull it back towards me. You just lift it up with a pick or whatever. So I pushed all in that corner. I can just keep going into it and getting it. And I didn't break all this stuff, so I still have a ramp to come in and out. I'm not in this clay, murky, wet soil. Because coming in and out of it, like I was saying, down that runway, 2 of my tires were just fully sinking. We had to put concrete in the rut to keep me level going in and out of that gate, so I didn't take the gate out. And here's the runway. Here you can see I'm spinning and sinking in there pretty good. So I'll just flip it up over into his bucket, and then pin it so he can grab it. We'll just take it out that way. It only goes to the sidewalk right there. And I graded the front yard out. We put 2 nice strips, 3 foot by 10 foot ramps for his RV that's in the driveway. We're going to get this piece here, and we're getting close to getting done, getting ready for the setup. But there's no really easy way to do this on grass and clay when you're coming out. I already knew that, but we're all done with the demo. We got the setup. I think it's Milton, Senior and Junior, with me today. Javier had a prior engagement. He has a job going on, so they came over and set this up with me. Getting all elevations. Of course, Huntington Beach, it's flat. Not much fall anywhere you go. We left a planter towards this wall where that string line is to shoot some water that way into that, and the rest goes out. I think it was a 2 foot planter, just in case there's a water problem or a heavy downfall. I don't remember if this house had drains up top, gutters. But when they have gutters, it helps out a lot to get the water out. You can break it towards the wall and down and out. But I don't think this had enough fall. But we got the right percentage, enough to get it out. We got Junior setting this up. I think he's going to be Senior's boss soon. Pretty easy setup. Took us about a half a day to set it up. I think we had a labor with us too that day. And once you put the base in, you just rod it with run string lines and just rod it like you're rodding concrete to get the level. And then you could whack it with a vibra plate or whatever you want to use. There's a level. You never want to pour over that weep screed because it's not waterproof. So you got to stay underneath it. But we had enough room to get the water. Everything worked out perfect. The pour came out really nice. You'll see it coming up. Gonna snap some lines on here. Pretty easy setup overall. We left the planter against the house. We widened this sidewalk from the original. You'll see it on the end of the video on the before and after. So whether you're learning concrete or you're doing concrete, this is probably the channel to watch. This is full circle. This is top of the line. And I'm bidding some stuff, really challenging stuff, so because I got all my ducks in order where I can do much bigger stuff and more intricate stuff, and I'm going to start bidding some caissons and foundations and stuff. That'll be pretty good. Not much for homeowners, but for concrete guys, they'll be really good videos. I'm looking at them now. We'll see what happens. Got that dead flat. I just got a new dump trailer. I'll do a review on that. I have a big Tex. I just bought 14,000 GVW, so I'll do a whole video on that and a review on that. Any equipment videos you guys want. I'm doing a full 101 on concrete pumping video coming up. Should be pretty good for people pumping concrete or want to get into it. And we're going to put a little bend in the board, so we're just ripping it with a skill saw to bend it the way we want it. Had a little radius on, a little curve to it. I don't really like bender board too much. It gets wavy gravy and you got to put a million stakes in it. I don't think it stays true to the shape you want. And here I am rolling my hose out. I got my Olin 545. So West Coast got their own pumps, their own tractors, their own dumps. Really good crew. It's an A+ operation all the way around. You're watching the best in the West. Probably pump this down at a 5.5. It's a little chilly in the morning for SoCal, but it warmed up, so it didn't hang up too much on us. I don't think Javier showed up to this pour either. I think it's Milton Jr. and Milton brought two guys that were real respectful, really good. They got down. I liked them. They were good. So I'm just setting this up. This is only about maybe 150 feet of hose. Pretty short run. Greg Johnson brought the mud. We got a 3000 straight cement microfiber. Same mix as always. Basically the mix I use on any flat work I pour. And I'm going to get the wet screed off the house so they can screed it off to get the fall correctly off of it. And then you can just turn it and burn sideways. And you have the right elevations. Yeah, these guys got down. So I'm just going to continually to pump this. We'll be pulling the hose out and we'll just get this little hallway here. You basically lose a guy up this hallway. So you needed 3 guys or 4 guys on it. 1 guy out front doing the ramps and this walkway. 1 guy up the hallway and then 2 on the patio. You could probably get away with 3 guys, but why? It's only going to come out better. And there goes Greg. That was an easy day. I'm all washed out. I'm all done. I'm just rolling my hose up. I'm done for the day. And we strip the forms. We do everything that day. We clean up everything. Once we're done, we're done. I don't come back the next day and pull them. There's the best in the West. And we got this all laid down now. We already bull floated. Now he's going to throw a Fresno on it. Or that's a bull float, excuse me. Real nice mud. Prices are going up and up and up here. I'm sure they are everywhere, everyone knows. I think they went up $5 a yard. I think SoCal's about $150 a yard. Maybe going to be $155. It's going to $150 or it's going to $155. I can't remember. And I don't think it's ever going to go down. And real West Coast finishers get up on the wall and cut joints. They broom it the right way. And that's why I'm as busy as I am. So we're going to be troweling this out. This is basic broom finish, regular concrete, no color. Nice joint pattern. And we're hitting it with a broom now. Timing's perfect on this. The sand and the mud, the concrete on this load is really nice. I can tell when you're pumping it. These guys can tell when they're troweling if it's gritty or they're using asphalt sand or manufactured sand. This stuff was primo. Well, if they're going to charge top dollar, they should have good mud. That's the way I see it. And there's a finished product there. There's the patio. Another best in the West. Thank you very much for watching, and feel free to check out my Instagram at West Coast Custom Concrete. And don't forget to watch the interview with West Coast Custom Concrete and the Essential Craftsman. I'll put the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching.